Is 2026 just starting weird? Welcome to Athul Explains Nothing. I haven't uploaded in 10 days, which doesn't sound like a lot. 10 days is nothing. 10 days is a vacation. 10 days is a YouTube creator's blink of an eye. But I've been thinking about those 10 days more than I've thought about some of the years of my life. Because I didn't choose not to upload. Let's get that straight. Things just failed. Like, not in a dramatic way where you can make a thumbnail out of it, where I was like, life fails. Like the universe was running a background update and it forgot to tell everybody about it. So welcome to episode 2. 2026 feels unstable. Not bad, not tragic, but unstable. Chapter 1. It starts with a sickness. Oh, you know the one. Cold, stuffed nose, cough that sounds worse at night. Head heavy like it's buffering. Everyone's had it. My friends have had it. I've had it. My family group was buzzing at different points of the beginning of 2026. People who were vacationing in Hawaii. People who were doing a New York trip. People who live in Ireland. I have a lot of family around the world. But everybody seems to have had it, which is the strangest part. Like, you'd ask someone how they're doing and they'd say, oh, same thing, cold, cough, nose. No one's able to name it. No one's taken a test. No one's made a big deal out of it. It's not COVID. It wasn't the flu. And it wasn't serious enough to cancel life. Just serious enough to delay it. And that's dangerous. Because when you're seriously ill, the world gives you permission to stop. Mosquito. But when you're mildly ill, the world just watches you fall behind. So I sat there sniffling, coughing, telling myself, I'll record tomorrow. And you know tomorrow keeps rescheduling itself. And it felt like the year itself was clearing its throat. It felt like 2026 just woke up and said, give me a second. But that wasn't it. This tiny little guy, which is 5 TB of everything that I've done between 2023 and 2025, died on me. Gone. No warning, no cinematic moments. Gone. The hard disk is still there. I took it out before. I won't be throwing this. It's still memories. $400, 40,000 rupees. At some point I have it. I will recover you. But I finished the first week and I recorded my second episode, which was, let's see, the lowest ratings on Letterboxd for my favorite film of all time. Amelie, a film about preserving small things. See, there's not 5 TB of storage. It's like a small archive, right? Now let's take that last video that I recorded. A film about collecting memories. About noticing details before they disappear. Disappear.
Gone.
One day it existed and the next day it politely didn't. And I stared at the screen like it's gonna apologize, but it didn't. And the strangest part is not the technical loss, like I said. It's the emotional one. Because when a video disappears, like the Amelie one, it's not just the footage that you lose. It's the exact way you phrase the sentence, the pause you take before a joke, take where you sounded honest. I don't know how people in the film industry do it, because I let things flow and I figure out in this take, yes, there are pointers and words and ideas of what I want to talk about. But then within that particular take, I don't think I'm a master, so it flows. So yeah, a flowy, great episode. I actually even showed it to one of my friends and she saw it and she was like, this is a perfect episode, you should post it. And then I never saw it again. It's almost like you lose a version of yourself who recorded it. And I realized something very uncomfortable. Re-recording it isn't replication, it's translation. You're not creating the past, you're trying to negotiate with it. Which is a weird 2026 thing to say. And we're what, like 2 weeks into the year? But the weirdness didn't start this year. I feel like it just revealed itself. I'm trying to look for my lip balm. Don't focus on my lips. I wasn't planning to say this at least like till the first year of the channel finished, but here we are, so I'm gonna say it right away. At the end of 2025, I created this channel. If you go to its About section and click, it says 25 December 2025, which is 25/12/2025. Sounded like a great date. I had planned all the footage. I had my edit ready. I created a new email ID and YouTube immediately blocked it. Not a strike, not a warning, just erased. So I did the one thing that was allowed to do, appeal. Which is a strange word when you think about it. Appeal as in allow me to exist. Not thrive, not grow, but exist. It took me a couple of days, but the system went okay. No apology. No explanation, just a quiet reinstatement. My first episode was moderate positivity, and I thought about how maybe I'll just let this one flow. At least I got it back. But when a platform can briefly decide that you don't exist and then undo it, I think it changes the texture of everything. And I didn't give it much thought till like the beginning of this video and what I wanted to address about 2026. So you realize how provisional presence is, how temporary permission really feels. So here I am, like sick body, dead hard drive, a channel that once was pronounced legally dead the moment it arrived, and a 10-day gap that somehow feels heavier than it should. Which makes me ask the question that I haven't been able to shake. Is 2026 starting weird? Or is this just how time works now? Because look around, man. Nothing is collapsing. Nothing is exploding. But everything somehow slightly feels unreliable. Updates break things, fixes introduce new problems. Hello, iPhone. And through all of this, we're told to be consistent, be optimized, be regular, be on schedule, update weekly, post daily, or show up anyway. As if systems don't glitch, as if memory doesn't fail, as if health isn't binary. It's not that the advice is wrong, but I just feel that it's incomplete. There's a specific kind of guilt that comes from delays that you didn't choose. Oh, you know this. This at least you know. Even if your 2026 is going perfect, great, good for you, right? I'm not having a problem with that. But there is a guilt that comes from delays that you didn't choose. Like it's quieter than failure, but more persistent. You can't even rebel against it. You can't say I quit. You can't say I messed up. All you can say is just like things happened, which sounds like an excuse, I know, even when it isn't. See, what scares me isn't losing a video, losing the hard disk, or putting a stop to something that even didn't exist like this channel. What scares me is losing momentum. Not because momentum is sacred, but because we're taught to worship it. We treat consistency like morality. Break the streak and suddenly you're undisciplined. Even if the break was caused by a body malfunctions, a machine failure, or a platform deciding you don't exist today. The metric doesn't care. Okay, now that the rant is over, obviously I'm not going to just leave the internet with like, oh my god, 2026 is bad. Here's the Athul explains nothing bit. Maybe this is a wrong way to look at it, right? Maybe 2026 didn't start weird. It just started honest. And maybe it's just showing us the seams a little earlier. The points where humans meet systems, memory meets storage, and intention meets infrastructures. And something slips. I keep thinking about this unnamed sickness, how everyone had it and how no one really spoke about it. That feels symbolic, a shared disruption that doesn't become a headline. Now, if you didn't have the sickness, again, I am telling it to you from the bottom of my heart, because it was bad. So I guess this video is a small flag planted in unstable ground saying, well, I noticed this. And maybe you did too. And maybe you lost something this month. A file, a routine, a version of yourself that was supposed to carry over from the previous year cleanly. That doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that the system hiccuped. So I'll re-record Amelie. I just wanted to give it a couple of weeks because it'll be different. And that's okay. Maybe the version of me who recorded it belonged to last year. And that version's buried deep inside this boy. And I will recover him probably in a year and be happy looking at the memory of it. And maybe the version that you're going to get would be a little weird, like how this year is. And that's okay. So if this year feels slightly unstable to you, you're not imagining it, and you're not alone. Sometimes nothing goes wrong, and yet nothing works the way it used to. And maybe noticing that is the only consistency that matters right now. If you like this video, you've heard this 1,000 times before. Do what you need to. Like, comment, subscribe, send it to somebody who feels like their 2026 is unstable. And I'll see you here for the next one.